Hey guys, welcome back to Tim Hotel TV. We are here at Flex Week, guys. We got some interesting matchups, and we're gonna go over right now. The top 4 teams in the league are all going against each other here. We got the Pac-9 versus the Texans. I'm sorry, Pac-9 versus the Colts, and then you got the Texans versus the Eagles. Oh, yeah. These are both rematches. From this past, this is rematch from this year. You got the Texans looking for revenge against the Eagles. Their only loss of the year. They're a little short-handed, but the Eagles came out on top, won convincingly. Then you got the Colts got bombed, something crazy week 1. And I guess part of that is the reason why we got the Colts of now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they definitely recruited a lot more players since that week 1 bombing.
We went in that game with 6 people.
No, that was 6 people, and you lost by 60. But you guys are a whole different team right now. Let's show the Colts some love. Let's talk about Pac-9 Colts right now. Pac-9 are sitting right now at the number 2 seed, losing to the Texans, make it a little difficult for them to jump up. They would need some kind of tiebreaker. Everyone would be tied and then win in the power rankings, which is probably unlikely. But with a win over the Colts, they could most likely stay at number 2 going into the thing. I guess it all depends, too, with the Eagles and Texans in the power ranking. I'll go over all these scenarios. I just don't have time to go over everything. Just if the Pac-9 want to stay at top 2 team, they probably got to win this week. And the Colts have a chance to jump up as well if they upset the Pac-9 this week. So Jay, kind of going into this game, you got to be looking forward to be going against the Pac-9. This is who you guys played in the championship last year. Mm-hmm. Last year, you guys lost to them twice and then beat them in the championship. This year, you got another chance to play them again before the playoffs. They're a little bit of a different team now. I think Zay just kind of came back, but Bello is still out. I know for you, you're kind of nursing an injury here on your arm. So I guess how are the coach feeling about this game? You said you watched film last week. That really prepared you guys. Is that what you guys doing this week or what?
We preparing like if we did last year for the championship. We're doing film and we practicing a lot this week. We're going in with a game plan.
Sounds so exciting. Oh, yeah. What a game plan. Yeah, so what does that game plan kind of look like? So now, before you had to kind of prepare for Bello and years before. Now you got Ryan, who's kind of come together. I think Ryan is leading the league, in touchdown passes. I think he has 22. So he's kind of come around a lot. They definitely score the most points in the league by far. They lost to the Texans by 3 points this past week. And Ryan had 4 touchdowns. Who is their number 1 receiver? Do you think you have to kind of prepare for and stop?
Zion
has
he's a running back, right?
Huh?
Running back.
He's a running back, yeah. So he actually missed a game this year, and I believe he's number 1 in catches, and maybe number 1 in tackles, and maybe number 1 in touchdowns. So I think the past 2 weeks he scored 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks. He had 12 receptions this week, and I think he had a ton of receptions the past week as well. So how do you slow down a running back? You know what I mean? Because that's usually like the last guy. You want him to throw to the running back so everyone can kind of combine. So come at the quarter. How do you slow that down?
So if that's the dominant receiver, just I'm not really gonna speak on what we would do or what just you gotta watch out for their best receiver. So
you're just gonna watch him.
Yeah.
You gonna man him up?
I'm not gonna say what we're gonna do.
Okay, gotcha. Exactly. All right, so you guys are gonna try to come up with a blueprint to kind of be successful.
Yeah, we're always going with a game.
Jill, you played running back before. Like what makes it difficult? I guess for you, you know what I mean, being when you're the running back and you're kind of getting a dump off or whatever. Like you're hoping you have space, so you can kind of move around. Like how would you stop a running back if you were coaching the defense?
Your corners gotta be sharp. Because most of the time Zion gonna wheel, so you just gotta beat her. The corners gotta come down fast. And
right,
he got a little bit of move, so
right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get with it.
Right. So yeah, a lot of times he's attacking the corner on the outside, usually 1-on-1s, and if you can't slow him down, he's at the second level pretty quick. So let's look at the Colts real quick. CJ, man, 7 catches, 1 touchdown. Maybe he's deserving of wearing those green flags. You know, no, nah.
Not yet.
He couldn't practice.
Oh, he's still that guy, huh? My man Freaky Zeke, 4 catches this past week.
Zeke the freak.
Big Z.
Yeah. So you guys won against the Jags. You guys beat them 25-14. So this is probably, I'd say, your best defensive performance.
Yeah, I would say.
So who stepped up on defense for you guys? You guys got no interceptions, and you still stopped them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what did?
So what we did this week, we had to work without our starting middle linebacker, and we had to work with our
Who's your start middle linebacker?
KP.
KP. Okay.
And then our middle safety wasn't there either, Bryant. So we had to change up our defense around. We put Jerry's back there as safety, and we put Harry in the middle.
Man.
And me and CJ alternated at running back, rusher.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was, no, that's weird if I said it.
What would you do? Would put pressure on the quarterback? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I mean, I would say that's one of the top things that you could do is if
And we work with our corners more.
on how to react to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the front of the defense is clutch. I mean, if you can grab flags in the front, and you got hustlers down there, it makes it way easier for the guys in the back, especially if you're getting pressure on the quarterback as well. If you got a good rush on.
And the way we played last week against the Jags without our 2 starters,
Mm-hmm.
and with them playing this week, I feel like it's gonna be like a way better performance on defense.
So you think with the addition of the 2 guys that you didn't have, you guys will definitely be stepping it up.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be an interesting game. Pac-9, they definitely want to win this game so they can play one of the bottom 2 seeds. They'll put them in a good spot to do that. And then the Colts, you guys can move up as well going up into this game. Gio, let's talk a little bit about this other game here. You got the Texans and the Eagles, which is a rematch of like week 3 or something like that. Eagles won in that game. The only team to stifle the Texans this year. What do you think about this matchup here?
Two of the top 2 elite quarterbacks going at it.
Gotcha. Who do you think is more elusive? You think Sid or Dave?
Sid. Sid.
Um,
David don't play defense. Sid do.
Who's the more elusive? Like as far who's the hardest quarterback to sack?
You don't know what it looks
Sid.
Oh no, it's
Sid.
Dave.
Sid.
It's Dave.
Dave. I don't know. I feel like everyone that I've talked to, all the rushers that I've talked to, they've all told me that Sid is the hardest one to grab his flag. Even Marcus this past week, he was telling me that he gave him the most trouble. And even Marcus has sacked Dave, I think, like 4 times in that game that they played. And he said he was diving all over the place, but Sid is just very crafty on how he positions his hips, and his acceleration and stop and go is pretty quick. And you figure with Sid being taller that it would be a little easier to kind of grab his flag because it's kind of just hanging up there around your face. But yeah, but he's pretty quick and Sid knows how to get away. So Bobby, with this game here, the Eagles and Texans, who do you think has the advantage on offense?
Texans.
The Texans, why?
Because the Eagles' offense isn't that good.
Okay, all right. What players on the Texans do you think give them the edge?
Shamar, Wakanda.
Yeah, they had 21 catches between them 2 last week. Combined, yeah. 21 catches.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And they kept the Pac-9 to only 26 points this past week. Now, how about defensively? The Eagles this year, I think they've only given up 83 points defensively so far this year. They gave up a little bit of points against you guys when that game was at hand, but pretty much all year they've been pretty solid. Jay, who are the guys on defense you think they carry the Eagles?
On defense?
Yes.
Is that linebacker playing this week?
Which one?
Xavier.
Oh, Xavier X?
Yeah.
He should be. I'm assuming he
Didn't
should
see him
be.
at practice.
He
Yeah.
improved from over the years.
Uh-huh.
Josh, their safety,
Uh-huh.
he stepped up this year too. Their corner, Harry, they play too deep on corners. So
Honestly, though.
Who you think, the Eagles?
yeah.
Oh, you
they
said
play
Henry.
Too deep.
Henry-
They play too deep for corners.
Uh-huh.
They probably that's what they want to do. Then they can go up and get flags, but
Uh-huh.
that's what we was doing last week.
So you was attacking the outsides on them?
I just feel as though because the Eagles got the #1 ranked defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna give the Texans a little trouble on offense.
Well, they did the first time they played. Like I said, the first time Sid Sid wasn't too heavy.
The Texans didn't have George.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Wakanda wasn't there. But yeah,
His name is George.
George. His name is George Lewis. For you guys that didn't know, his name is George Lewis.
Wakanda's name is George Lewis.
His name is George Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah.
George.
I think it's George Lewis the third or something like that.
Georgia.
He's not even the first.
No, he's
The
the
third.
third. Yeah.
He's not in the first.
But yeah. So I mean, let's kind of like I said, let's go into the matchups a little bit. Like I was just gonna say for the Texans, if they win, they got the number 1 seed. Hands down, they're gonna play whoever the 8th seed is. If the Texans lose, things can get real tricky from there because then the Eagles would have the clear tiebreaker over them. And then if the Pac-9 win, you have a 3-way tie. So then they'll go into the power rankings. And then with the Eagles defense, it definitely boosts them up a little bit. And then the Packers have the best offense, so that kind of boosts them up as well. And then if the Colts upset the Pac-9, then they'll have 2 losses. And then if the Texans lose, they'll all have 2 losses. Then they'll go down to power rankings as well. At that point, I think the Eagles would move into the 2 spot. Probably, well, no, it'll be a 4-way tie. So that'll be crazy. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna try to put all these scenarios down. Whatever Flex makes it crazy important, to win. It puts you guys with with someone in your kind of at your level. But guys, look, there's gonna be some tough games. People are gonna win. People are gonna lose. Please represent your team, your coaches, your family well. For you guys that struggle with anger or whatever, don't let it come out on the field. Take yourself out the game. Coaches, take your players out the game. We don't want reoccurrences coming each and every week. We don't want people to ever question being safe at the field. For us, we want to, that's what Team Hotel is, creating a safe space for you guys to come out and do you. So guys, come out hard, come to play, invite your family, friends, leave the nonsense at home. Like I said, playoffs is the week after this. So people who get ejected this week will not be playing in the playoffs. And it ain't I got ejected because you're not going to be playing in week 1 of the playoffs. No. So for you guys, come check us out. Let's represent the league well. And let's, you good, man?
Sorry.
Gotcha. Bring your family and friends, guys. And the top 4 games should be great.